Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am making beautiful plate of food and it's not Indian. So I just wanted a change. Anyways, so I am making most beautiful chicken momos with roasted pepper, tomato, onion sauce. It's going to be fantastic. So I am going to start by roasting the vegetables because that's going to take not long, half an hour. Once that is done, I'm going to start cooking the sauce, and while that's cooking, I'm going to prepare this beautiful light dough and a spiced up delicious chicken filling. So let's get cooking. Before that, you know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Share the love, share the links with your family and friends, and let more people join the channel. Right, let's get cooking. So here are my ingredients. I should use red onions, but I haven't got any, so I'm just going to use what I have at home. So 3 onions, I've got 3 tomatoes, I've got a couple of red peppers, and I've got this very old chili from when Zena visited and cooked her lovely sauce. So I'm making the similar base sauce and then I'm going to use it in a different way. So I am just going to chop all of this roughly first. While I'm chopping this, I am actually going to get the seeds out of the tomatoes. So just going to get the bulk of the watery stuff out, and that should work. Yep. And I'm also going to get good 5 to 6 or 7 or 8 garlic cloves. You decide how many you want to use. God, this has got like almost 3 in 1. I am not complaining. Now that everything is peeled, I am just gonna chop it into chunks, and I've got the oven nice and hot at 200 fan, which is 220 normal oven, and I just want to get this nice and charred. So it's got that kind of roasted flavor. It's not just cooked, but it's got that lovely flavor, depth of flavor. That's what I am looking for. So I'm gonna give it at 200 fan, 220 normal oven. I'm going to give it around 25 minutes actually. I'll keep an eye on it. If I think it's not charred enough, I will cook it for 30 minutes. Obviously, I don't want a burnt look, just want a charred look. And now I am going to add just a tablespoon, not much, of olive oil. I'm just using very mild olive oil, some really nice pepper, and a little bit of salt is a must. And then just give it a quick mix and see you in half an hour. Not you guys, the tray of roasted veg. So, sorry, I was just going to hold the hot pan. So I let this cook for 35 minutes. And you can see this is what I was hoping to get, like some corners of the charred, because that is quite important to have that for the flavor. And now that it is done, oh, it smells so nice. I'm gonna move on to the next step. So now I've got this sauce. What I'm going to do is blitz it up, and in the meantime I'm just going to chop up an onion. Just going to finely chop this up. This is quite an interesting dish, which is actually inspired by a couple of dishes that I've had in the last few months. So the chicken momos are inspired by the Nepalese chicken momos I had that a Nepalese chef had made for us. The recipe is on the channel. I'll leave the link in the description. And the sauce is inspired by the chicken stew that my friend Zena cooked for us a couple of, maybe last month, maybe on the channel. So I've been thinking what to cook, and both these flavors, according to me, will come together so beautifully. So I thought I've been thinking about it so much that I've got to try it. I'm going to start with a nice hot pan. I'm going to add a good 3 to 4 tablespoons of, I'm just using the same mild olive oil in here, and I'm going to add the chopped up onions. I'm going to cook this for a good 5 to 6 minutes or maybe 7. Basically, once it starts to get a nice light color. So I'm about to blitz this up, and to show you, the pan has got so much flavor in here. So I've got around kind of 150 ml exact of boiling water, and I just want to get some of this out. I really don't want to lose this flavor, and you'll see all of the water has gone all colored because it's just going to absorb all the stickiness, all the flavor from the pan will go in the water, and I'll add the water to our vegetables and blitz it up. And there, my friends, is some delicious flavor going back into the vegetables. So back to the onions, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree and just going to give it 5 minutes to cook out a little bit, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Once it's cooked out for a few minutes, I am going to add this pureed roasted vegetables. Now I don't want to waste any of this, so I'm going to add 100 grams of water to this blender and get all this out. So I'm getting all the sauce out of the blender. I'm just going to mix it all up properly. I'm going to reduce this to like minimum heat, and now after reducing the heat, this just smells so lovely. Actually, I'm going to add another 100 ml of water to this because I think it's a bit too thick for my liking. Yeah, it needs to be not a thick paste, but not like a runny consistency either. Right, looks pretty good to me. Cover and cook this on really the lowest heat. I have reduced it to 1, which is the lowest heat here. I'm going to let this cook for half an hour while I prepare the filling for chicken momos. Now comes the chicken filling part. So I'm gonna just chop up 1 onion to begin with, and some green chili, and a little bit of handful of fresh coriander as well. So green chili and a little bit of coriander. Those onions are so strong. So that's the chili, the onions, and the coriander. Goes in a bowl. So for the chicken bit, I'm going to use 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So if you have a blender that you use just for chicken, I used to actually have a blender which I kept just for chicken to kind of just mince the chicken, but it was really old and it didn't look very appealing. So yeah, I got rid of it. Now the only way to mince is doing it by hand, because the butchers would be able to do it if you kind of take bigger quantities. Anyways, this is not too bad. So yeah, 2 chicken breasts, and then you mince it up however you like. You might think that it's a little bit of labor intensive, but you know, sometimes you've got to work hard to make something incredible. It is totally 100% worth it. These momos are just incredibly delicious, just so good. And once you have got it to the mince consistency, really tiny pieces like this, then you add it to the bowl of onions and coriander and chili. And because I'm cooking for 4 people, I need 2 of these. Actually, I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to use 3 chicken breasts because that is the quantity with 2, and I know everyone in the family loves it. So this is our dinner, and in case there's any left, because it's school holidays, they can have it for lunch tomorrow or dinner tomorrow. I can put them in the fridge without cooking it if it's too much, and then we eat them tomorrow. But I'm going to add 1 more chicken breast to this because I don't want to get to the end and think, oh damn, if I had just bit more filling. Okay, now that I've added the 3rd chicken piece to the mixture, that looks more like it. That looks like a family size. Let's add some spices. For the spices, now you can go your heat according to taste. I'm adding a teaspoon of chili powder. Also going to add teaspoon of, actually 2 teaspoons because I've increased the quantity of ground cumin goes in. And I've got some beautiful homemade garam masala. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of that, and I will add a little bit of salt as well. And now I'm just gonna give it a good mix. While the mixture is sitting in the spices, I'm going to prepare the dough, so it gives it a little bit of time to kind of, chicken can soak up the spice. Right, let's get the dough going. You know what I need to do, right? I think you do. That's what I need to do. There, you just can't do it with a spoon, can you? Just cannot do some things Now it can sit in the spices. And I almost forgot, I'm going to add a tablespoon of the same oil I've used to cook the vegetables and the sauce. So the same oil, add a tablespoon and a half of that. So that's the filling ready. Now for the dough, I have got here 400 grams of plain, just plain like all-purpose flour. Add in I'm using a large egg. You can use a normal medium egg, and a little half a teaspoon of salt goes in, and also the same oil that we've used in chicken and the vegetables, just a little tablespoon of oil. And I'm just going to get some tap water and start kneading this. It needs to be slightly harder dough, not like a chapati dough or a bread dough, just a bit harder for the momos. So as always, the key is to add a little, mix it, then add a bit more until you get a little hard dough here. So far I have used around 100 ml of just tap water, and I think that is enough. So just gonna bring it together and cover and rest this for 10 minutes while I get the kitchen all organized and clean. Yep, that is looking very good. Just a minute of kneading, cover and leave it to rest. So I am now going to finish this sauce. I turned it off after half an hour. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt to this, and also going to add some kind of same amount of honey to this. Give it a mix, and I'm just going to add a little dash of cream. It's the hob is off now because this is ready. I'm just getting it ready before I start cooking the momos. Put this out of the way, and I can set up my steaming pan here. So this is the kind of pan I have, which has got like a little steamer top, and it also has a lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that on the hob and let it start to boil while I roll the momos up. So I'm obviously not making all of them right now because it's not dinner time yet, but I'm going to get maybe 5 ready. Kind of like a grape or a cherry size. I've got my little setup here. You can obviously just do it on the surface, just because I have a rolling board and a pin. So when the chef showed me how to make these, since then I haven't actually made them at home myself. So this is the first time I'm actually making them since he taught me to make these momos. So I'm trying to, okay, so I think, oh my word. Oh shoot, I can't remember what he did. That's, I think, no, that's, well, it's half as good as his. I'm proud for trying. Practice makes perfect. I might have to watch my own YouTube video to see what he was doing. Round 2. So I think see, they're all right, but he had a special technique. Never mind, next time. I'm hungry now. I want dinner. Okay, so the water is boiling. I'm gonna place the lid on it. Actually, before I place the lid on it, I'm just going to put the same oil on the lid, because I remember chef telling me to put oil, otherwise they will stick. As you know, I have worked really hard on them. So here you go, my little dumplings. Oh, I cannot wait. This is insane. I'm so excited. So this is going to go on for 10 minutes. Put the timer on. Okay, so the timer has just gone off for 10 minutes. Oh, Wow, they've increased in size just like the chef said they will. That's a very promising sign. Well, I'm making them for the first time, so I think they're ready. I'm going to get these out, turn the gas off, and plate the sauce up first. There's the gorgeous sauce. And the sun's just coming out. Definitely need to work on my folding skills for sure. Now look at that. And that, my friends, is the most gorgeous looking chicken momos with roasted veg sauce. Time to tuck in. I'm so excited. It all smells so good. Oh, wow. The sauce inspired by Nigerian chicken stew. Dumplings inspired by Nepalese chicken momos. And that whole combination is as incredible as I thought in my head. Actually, it's even better. That sauce has got such a beautiful kick to it. It's proper spicy. Guys, that is... The chicken is still moist because didn't overcook it. That is so good. I really, really hope you will try this recipe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I'll be back with another new recipe soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now. I'm gonna sit down and really enjoy this.